How you doing, guys? Skelly Turtle, how are you, mate? I'll just give it a few minutes, just wait for people to come in. And then we'll talk about this market. Yep, it's not looking great. I'll just, like I said, I'll wait around for a little bit, unless anybody wants to just start firing off questions. There's only a few people in at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get more as time goes by. Okay. And I just want to, I'm not going to stay very long, maybe half an hour. We'll see how it goes. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. General market stuff, really, and then whatever anybody else wants to ask. It's mainly about Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's not looking great, to be honest. So I thought it'd be pertinent to jump on to talk about, what we're seeing, where we're probably headed by the looks of things, and how that's going to affect, Binance, which is actually holding up pretty well, to be fair. And then, obviously, if it, Bitcoin filters into Binance filters into most of the reflection tokens, and some other projects, that we are focused on. So we shall see. Can you guys hear me all right? How you doing, Robert? You're welcome, man. No problem. Just need to turn the camera off for 1 second. Yeah, wicked. Awesome. Perfect. Fantastic. How you doing, Matty? Thank you very much, sir. Jason, how are you? Kyle, perfect. Thank you. Tyler, thank you. Kurt, thank you. So fire away, guys. I mean, listen, I'm going to turn my camera. Nope, because that turns the audio off. I'm going to do this for a second. There we go. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, man. Are you the Bitcoin whale? I am. Yeah, I'm not. I don't consider myself a whale, or a shrimp, or a fish, or anything really. Just a standard fella, as they say. So let's yeah, okay, so you should see me again. What's going down, sir? I'm good, D. Not bad. Jacobites Pizza. How are you, man? Todd, how are you? Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Look, like I said, just here's the secret that started all things crypto lot. Yeah, I am, to be fair, but I don't talk about it very much. Oh man, no. I'm just a humble servant, man. That's all. So I will start just rambling about Bitcoin, and then I'll pop back to the chat in a second, and I'll kind of interchange. I've actually got a new monitor coming soon. Just kind of stick it on the side so I can have both on at the same time. All the other stuff's just, out of the way, so I can't be bothered to get it out. And it's quite old equipment anyway. So I'll ramble. I'll pop back into the chat. I'll see if there's any questions, and then we can take it from there. So Bitcoin. Now, we know Bitcoin obviously is the, I don't want to say the main coin, right? And there's a reason I don't want to call it the main coin anymore, because I've been tracking Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, and going through all of the, not all of, but, quite a few altcoins to basically see what the correlation is between Bitcoin, and a lot of the other market, right? And it's actually quite surprising, but about 13-14% of the total cryptocurrency market is actually decoupling from Bitcoin, which is good news, right? Because ultimately we want these projects and these altcoins and these, other ideas that are going on in the cryptocurrency space to move away from Bitcoin. So it's not predominantly being forced. Also, it's not predominantly forcing the market, to go in one direction or the other. So in the end, oh, that is shocking. I'm actually on YouTube and I've got somebody asking me to promote their token or my token. I don't even have a token. What are these people talking about? Anyway, sorry guys. So with Bitcoin doing that, you can see, and you can actually see this. I'll zoom right in and I'll show you something, right? So look at the movement of Bitcoin right now, right? It's pretty pronounced, and obviously I'm almost convinced now that this is a rally and a downtrend, right? And if that's the case, it's sub 28. I've said this, I stand by this, but I just need a little bit more confirmation, which, we'll get on the daily. Yeah, if it starts to run down here now, if anybody's been following me on Twitter, which I'm sure most of you are, I posted that tweet on the 12th of April, very important tweet. I said interesting levels, with a little meme or whatever. Those levels are where Bitcoin will run to if it starts to go. Yeah, 37,000, give or take, whatever. And then around about 36,197, I believe the number was, somewhere around there, right? So keep an eye on those levels. The point being, we'll see it before it happens. But look at Bitcoin and then look at Binance. Yeah, there's a big difference. Binance is slowing down ever so slightly, right? And it's showing a little bit of an indication that it wanted to go higher just here yesterday. And it really started to go. And I was saying, I was on a call, with a really good friend, and we were I was rambling about, Binance, saying this is it. Come on, let's go. I really want to see some movement, but it's just reversed, as you can see today. It's not doing us any favors. But the point being, Binance is a little bit stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. And it seems to be slowly pulling away, which is great. This is what we want to see. So with Bitcoin as it is, when we look at the daily like this, there's only one place really that it can go, and that is ultimately back down into this liquidity down here. And if it does, I imagine we'd probably get some sort of a response from that. Something would happen, nothing aggressive. But and I want to make this really clear about the analysis that I personally do and why it's so accurate. It's because I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to let the market tell me what it wants to do, and then just kind of piggybacking off that, really. So if Bitcoin starts to run and it comes down into, say, the 34,000 level, I don't care that it's getting there. I don't care that it's going there. I'm not trying to take a short. I'm not trying to be a clever trader. I'm looking for the reaction at that level, because that tells us where it's going next, right? Now, I wouldn't short Bitcoin, for example, right? But just knowing it's going to go down there, watching the reaction, seeing how it moves around, will tell me whether or not I need to sit on my hands and do nothing. Think about this, right? If I have a very good idea that Bitcoin is going to start to run into this level down here, and I'm quite confident with that, right? Why would I add to my positions? It doesn't make sense that I would add to my positions, because if I believe pretty strongly that Bitcoin is going to go down, all I'm doing is adding a terrible place, knowing that Bitcoin is going to affect the general market, the broader market. It's going to affect Binance, which is going to affect most of the projects that I'm focused on. So I do not want to be trying. I don't want to try and be clever with Bitcoin. What I do want is information. I want Bitcoin and the broader market to tell me whether or not I should be engaging right now. And I can't. That's the thing. Right now, I simply cannot engage in the market because it's a timing issue. You can say, well, if your plan was to stack Bitcoin, fair enough. You can pick it up wherever you want. Really doesn't matter. If you genuinely believe, like these maxis do, in Bitcoin, and they really just, it's Bitcoin, 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 then that's fine. It doesn't really matter where that type of character or psychology, or whatever you want to call it, in psychological makeup. But it doesn't matter whether that person or people buy Bitcoin. because they genuinely believe it's going to 100,000, 500,000, a million, 200 million, and all these crazy numbers, right? And you can't convince them otherwise. So for them, it's a viable strategy to just pick up as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. But there's a lot of underlying stuff that's going on with Bitcoin and supposed money that's coming into the market, and the very real lack of movement on Bitcoin in the direction of apparently all the flows that are supposed to be coming into it, right? So when you track a lot of this stuff and you actually look at the numbers, it makes absolutely no sense. So that's kind of a general overview of Bitcoin. I'm looking at sort of 36,000 to 36,000. So 37,000, 36,000. These are two pretty key levels. I just like being accurate. That's why I throw out the actual number, which can vary slightly depending on what feed you're looking at, because obviously all these feeds are different. Here's chart number 3. So you can see this was the one that I was showing in the previous live. I don't know if anybody was watching any of this, but that was just me again trying to validate and show, that what I do is, very unique. So that happened. You can see, I mean, it's showing no indication, no indication that it wants to continue going higher. It's just picking up sell side every time it happens, which I've confirmed 100%, right? Bitcoin's picking up sell side liquidity. So it's going lower, but I can't give it that stamp to say I'm absolutely 100% convinced it's going to 37,000 and then potentially 36,197. So you've heard me say it how many times now? Caution. Yeah, and just be careful. All right. So that's pretty much the broad market. Let me go back to the questions or the chat. I'm having M&Ms for your information. Bravo de Mario. Nice one, eh? And Christos Anesti as well. I keep forgetting to switch to my personal YouTube. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, LSP, tell me something. I haven't migrated the Rematic tokens yet. With the reflections actualize after the migration, or will begin from the start? Thanks. It will be after, Fabio. You actually have to migrate first before you can start receiving reflections, because the version 1 contract is effectively null and void now. Yeah, so you need to migrate to version 2. And then once you migrate, from the moment you migrate to version 2, that's when your reflections will start. Or start again, anyway. They're not picking anything up on V1. V1's not being traded now. Love your videos. Thank you, Everance. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing these. Big fan of the Matrix opening in the videos. Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, you're welcome, Fabio. Welcome. Yeah, I like to keep things interesting, Like I'm a real oddball. I like to keep people on their toes. I like to do things differently. How many times have you seen me, in streams or whatever with my green screen in the background, with the actual green screen? It's deliberate. I do it deliberately. People say, why don't you put something on it? Because it's a green screen. I want green to be showing. I just like to do silly things like this. It keeps you young, I guess. Thoughts on current state of BBFT? Excited for this one towards the end of the year. Great project, Tyler. It's obviously, a project that I've spent quite a lot of time vetting. I know the guys over there, absolutely fantastic what they're doing. Solid project, solid team, and solid founders. Excuse me. And in terms of the actual project itself, I mean, it's. And I've got to be careful how I say this, actually. I've got to be careful how I say this because I don't want to give financial advice. But, in terms of the actual token and what they're doing and the results, that, their distribution events, bring and the volume that generates and the rewards for their holders and so on. So it's a fantastic project, man. So let's take a look at the chart for a second. So this is BBFT, and as you can see, great launch, by the way, on BBFT, which I'm sure you know. I think Gavin, the boys, and Gavin, Kevin, they've absolutely phenomenal job, on the launch of this project, to be honest. So we got the first initial pump, it comes down, secondary, really nice, beautiful grind, takes out all-time high. Obviously, people have been taking a little bit of profit, and you can see where that happens. Yeah, just as a quick side note, the aggressive drops, or and I know obviously the distribution event can factor in slightly, but ultimately there is some people taking advantage of this move to the upside, and obviously all-time high. And a quick side note for anybody that's interested, make a note of all-time highs. And when price gets there again, just expect people to sell. And the same with all-time lows. Just expect people to buy. Whether it happens or not, it doesn't matter. If you expect it, then I think it's a really good rule of thumb, to have as a kind of idea or something just kind of parked in your mind, so you're ready for it when it happens. And it in no way reflects on the project at all. Some people will just take profits. That's just how it is. But chart looks healthy. It's not necessarily. People might say, well, it's pulling all the way back. Yeah, but look at the way it's pulling back. This is the point. It's healthy. Yeah. So great project. SafeMoon chart went mental today, did it? Let's have a look. Let's take a look. Wow, 54 now. Yeah, crazy stuff. What's going on with this? Unfortunately, this is the V2 contract, isn't it? Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. I said I actually got really angry in the last live stream about the whole sort of SafeMoon thing, and this was before those videos dropped. So very frustrating stuff, to be honest. And I hope anybody that's still in it, I hope they get the answers that they are looking for. But nothing to say about this, to be honest, in terms of analysis or anything like that. Whatever little we've got in this, I'm just going to let it die. I don't really care. LSP, when your own token. Oh, sorry, I thought you said when you owned a token. I was going to say I've got tokens. When your own token. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows? What's your thoughts on EGC? Pretty stable at the moment. It seems we just have to be patient. Yes, Alex, absolutely. The thing about EGC, EverGrow, right? You guys know, obviously, I do videos on it and and whatnot. And just as a quick side note, I'm never biased with my videos. I maintain what I'm about to say now, because I've said it many times. I spent 3 months saying it was going to go down. Yeah. While promoting EverGrow Coin from an investor point of view, me personally, right? Because I believe in the project. So think about what that actually means. I've got no interest in engaging with idiots online who simply can't see the difference between, somebody who's real and somebody who isn't, right? But I'm calling the real analysis of EverGrow Coin's chart and the flows and everything to the downside all the way to 38. Yeah. And that took over a month and a half to unfold while I was doing the study all the way through. And then while I'm doing that, I'm happy and I feel the project is healthy, and I've got absolutely no worries whatsoever, right? That EverGrow Coin is solid. So think about what that's really saying, in terms of being patient, yeah, absolutely. All of this will come to fruition. Yeah. This is why I have time limits as well, guys. Really important. Okay. I've got a 1-year time frame with intermittent checks throughout that time. And when I say intermittent checks, I don't go online for to get the information I want. I go and find it myself. I go and study it myself. If I need to engage with certain projects or whatever to get the information I need, I will, and so on. Yeah. One can argue that I have a little bit more of an advantage in the sense that, I'm LSPTV. I've got maybe, a little bit of a name for myself or whatever. So people may respond to me a little bit more. They don't, but I believe because of my integrity, some of these projects are more apt to take the time to speak to me. you know, if I ask. Yeah, but there's no need. I don't feel the need to want to do that at the moment, because I'm quite happy and comfortable with EverGrow Coin's progression, what they're doing, and I'm just happy to leave them to it. I'm really not stressing about it. Yeah, chart 3, Robert. What would be an unhealthy pullback? Kurt, could you just explain when you say what would be an unhealthy pullback? Oh, sorry, from the BBFT chart. I believe that's what you're referring to. In terms of what would be an unhealthy pullback, speed, aggression, you know, velocity, price just exploding, you know, to the downside. And it's, you know, the kind of almost this self-fulfilling sell-off, so to speak, panic, you know, that sort of thing. This is unhealthy because it's showing a very emotional, unstable price delivery. You know, that's very emotionally charged, where price is just tanking and going. Sorry, I can't leave SafeMoon up there, guys. I just can't do it. You know, go back to BBFT for a second. So in terms of BBFT, in terms of what I was saying about healthy, this is healthy, you know, because you can see that the nice, smooth, controlled price delivery is just nice. It's facilitation of trade both sides of the market. Everything's nice and smooth and clever, right? Whereas on the aggressive side, imagine this drop and then it kind of just stable and then drop and drop and drop, and it's just going crazy. That's a very unhealthy, emotionally charged price delivery. You don't really want to see that, and you certainly don't want to be involved in stuff like that. It's best to just let that fizzle out on its own. Hunter, how are you, my man? You're right, buddy. So chart 3, is it reading the USD or Tether? The USD. All 3 charts are USD. But I use multiple charts because I mark them up differently so I can track a lot of metrics, which I don't, you know, obviously go through, because it's I don't like using the word proprietary, but it's you know, obviously I guess that's what it is. It's my own intellectual property, the usual stuff. And you know, 26 years of just pounding away to learn and to focus and to really, you know, get this down. Let's give a like. Yes. Yeah, I don't really ask, guys, but you know, if you want to like the stream, it does help, I guess. I'm just happy to, you know, to jump on and just, you know, even if I answer one question that really helps somebody, I'm happy. Oh, Matt Cook, do you feel people aren't appreciating RMTX cross-chain capabilities yet? Yes, I do. I think people, do you know what it is? I think what's going to happen is as the cryptocurrency space evolves and more people come to it, the people that are already here, while new people are coming into the space, what's going to happen is we're all going to learn what's happening now, what's coming. We will go through a lot of different processes. We'll get we're familiar with a lot of things that are happening right now in this space. And then maybe in 6 months' time, those who are coming in now are going to have to go through the same thing again. So maybe, let's say for argument's sake, Matt, 6 months from now, those who aren't appreciating RMTX cross-chain now, okay, in 6 months will be like, you know, I'm so glad they went cross-chain. Whereas those who are coming into the market now, okay, are going to go through what we're going through now, and they'll have to wait their 6 months to say, yes, you know, I appreciate why RMTX is now something else, for example, because that 6 months would have gone by, the cross-chain would have been, you know, obviously fulfilled and so on and blah, blah, blah. I hope that made sense. Emil, I was referring to market makers, EGC, Digifinex. Sorry. Okay, so I actually haven't had I haven't had the time to sit down and actually go through any numbers to understand it. And I want to be really clear about something, right? I've traded against market makers when I was trading on US equities, right? Predominantly QCOM, as I've said many times, and I know how market makers think. I know how they work. I know how they operate, and nothing's really changed from back then when I was trading, 20 plus years ago to now, right? So the only metric that's different is it's cryptocurrency. So DigiFinex is a cryptocurrency exchange, right? It's not a stock exchange. It's not, something that we're familiar with. So when I used to look at time and sales, for example, in the level 2, and once I had access to level 3, which is really cool. But anyway, and I shouldn't have. But anyway, the DigiFinex exchange itself, because it's a cryptocurrency exchange, the predominant thinking of market makers will be the same, okay, but because it's being used in a cryptocurrency environment, I am not familiar enough with the way cryptocurrency exchanges work and how they operate, for me to give a real solid answer. But coming out of that for a second, I still haven't had time to sit down, to look at it, to really go through the numbers and work out, what's real, what isn't, if it's real, if it's not, whether the market makers are doing anything funny. I mean, who knows? But I will say this, it's got nothing to do with EverGrow Coin, because ultimately, if another token lists, let's just say BBFT, because it's on the screen. So if BBFT listed on DigiFinex and we saw the same sort of thing, it's DigiFinex. Yeah, this is like, and I'm not saying anything good or bad. I have no idea because I haven't had a chance to look at it. But Sam put out a really good string of tweets, explaining some things. So I've not had a chance. I had a really quick browse through that as well, skim past it. I'll go past it again and read it properly. But he's very clever, Sam. He knows what he's doing, and I've got a lot of confidence in them. Will any reflection token ever be able to achieve market cap like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin? Would like to know your opinion. Thanks. So Sushant, right? I believe there will be. Yes. Mainly because the reflection token itself, okay, is predominantly focused around volume. It needs volume and so on, right? We all know this, right? Without volume, reflection tokens are pretty much, non-existent. But having said that, and I've really tried to emphasize this, if you are focused on projects that are outside of the cryptocurrency space, so the project itself is in cryptocurrency and it's a reflection token and it's on the blockchain, blah, 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 great, fine, whatever. But the revenue that is generated, the growth of the project itself, okay, is being generated and created outside of the cryptocurrency saturated money supply. So inside the cryptocurrency market, there is a saturated money supply, which means the money's just going round and round and round in circles from one project to the next, to the next, to the next. Okay. There's nothing new coming into the cryptocurrency market, especially now. And if Bitcoin starts to take more of a downturn, we are going to get more of this. Okay. Because nobody wants to be taking their money out of the stock market and throwing it into the most volatile market on the planet, so to speak. So, I absolutely firmly believe, that we will see, some of these projects. And I believe, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to make a prediction here. I believe there's only going to be 3 projects. Yeah, I believe there's only going to be 3 projects, okay, that are going to be top tier projects, right? Don't ask me what they are because I'm not going to say. And all 3 of them are reflection tokens. So to answer your question in a nutshell, yes, I do believe that we will achieve with some of these projects some insane market caps. Any thoughts on Algorand? What is that, Algorand? D, let me take a look. BUSD. Okay, so Algorand, 645 holders, the transactions 5,000 plus. Okay. Purely based on the chart, I have no idea what this is, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I've got the right chart, but I don't know what I'm looking at here, to be honest. SafeMoon rocket. Oh yeah, that's when I was checking the spin-off of Safer. Bad allocation when creating disk aligned. Ah, yeah, that's what I was using, Premiere Pro. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at the search history. Algo rend. Go away. I'll do this really quick. Decline. Block time. Okay. Current activity. Addresses. Transaction fee. Ah, okay. We are the world's most decentralized, scalable, and secure blockchain infrastructure, from decentralized finance to generate NFT art. Okay, and everything in between. Our sustainable blockchain is powering economic models in the future. As a quick, just browse through this, I have no idea. I've kind of got a very quick assumption of what this is, but I would have to really look into this, to be honest. But I couldn't give an opinion on this just off the fly, to be honest. Core protocols, layer 1, okay. Ecosystem direction announcements, yes. Let me just take a look at the team. One sec. Okay. Steve Gokinos. Gokinos means red in Greek. I don't know if he's Greek, but okay. I'm just seeing if I can see any familiar faces, guys. I've got eidetic memory with pictures, so if I see somebody's face and I've seen it before, then I'll know. But yeah, I don't recognize any of these faces. The green blockchain, okay, and then the build on Algorand. I'm gonna leave this here and actually take a look at this. Yeah, I'll take a look. If you want to come into my server, the Discord server, let's get Bitcoin back up. Yeah, sorry, D. If you want to come into my Discord server and just remind me if you're not already in there, and I'll take a look from now until whenever I see you. Make sure you tag me. Just put at LSPTV, and I'll give you some sort of quick thoughts on that. It might be tomorrow, though. It won't be now. You're welcome, Kirk. No problem. Hunter, all good, sir. You're looking well. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry it took so long to get back to your comment. Thoughts on Brew Labs and their treasury contract? Treasury contract. First of all, I love Brew Labs, to be fair. The teams, I really like the team. BrewLabs.io, I believe it is, if memory serves. Just do a search this way. Oh, .info. Sorry, not .io. Treasury contract. Okay, sorry, I just had to quickly check something. So, treasury contract. You're going to have to tell me what this is, because I don't know. I know they're staking. I know some of their features. I know the freezer, but I'm not sure. So who asked me that question? Robert. So Robert, if you can just remind me, sorry for now, let me just get, let me just take, because it's yellow, man, it's so bright. Just remind me, or at least try and give me an idea of what you mean with the question that you asked. Brew Labs and their treasury contract, so I understand what it is that you're asking me, please. Thoughts on ApeCoin? ApeCoin. ApeCoin. I don't know any of these projects, by the way, guys. When you ask me, I'm just doing it off the fly. Ethereum holders. Oh, I do know ApeCoin. What am I talking about? Yeah. Wrapped Ether, USDT. What should we use? Yeah. Sushi swap, Uniswap. Yeah, I'll look at USDT. I'm not really a fan of Uniswap, to be honest. Chart wise, oh, by the way, all of this stuff down here, by the way, guys, community trust and all this stuff, they're all gimmicks. Don't pay any attention to any of this ever. It's probably one of the only times that I'm ever going to insist. Don't listen to any of this stuff. The deck score and the content, all this stuff, forget it. Just forget it. Do your own research and analysis, right? The chart looks all right. Just as a quick glance at that, it looks healthy. It's had a nice capitulation at the top, pullback, probably going to go sideways for a little while before it starts its next run to the upside again. But I would say I don't think the general market would affect this. This is purely based on the chart, right? I have no idea about anything else. But just looking at this, I don't think that the general market would affect this, and I'll just say that. So if the market starts to go down, I think this will be all right. Who here wants an LSPTV baseball cap? When merchandise? Yeah. Yep. Working on it. LSPTV favorite beer? I don't drink. Trail or Trail South. I do not drink. Never really been a fan of drinking, to be honest. I've drank before, but it's not for me. I went, years and years without touching a drop. It just doesn't interest me. And beer actually makes me really sick, to be fair. So can't stand it. We live in an economy. Sorry, Alex. Yeah, we live in an economy-based crisis after crisis. Reason to keep people in the debt-based system. Fed raises rate, it hurts. Fed doesn't raise rate, it hurts. Crypto anti-debt, anti-rise after debt crash. If I understand what you're saying, Alex, I think what's going to happen, again, just general thoughts and opinions, I believe we're probably going to get, a huge transfer of wealth. I think there's going to be a pretty nasty crash, if that's what you want to call it. It'll be a correction, right? And the crypto market will be affected, absolutely, but I think it will recover the quickest. Yeah, I think we'll say it like that. And ultimately, I believe, and I'm optimistic that cryptocurrency will solve a lot of problems, and there will be some regulation around it. This is when it recovers, obviously. There will be some regulation around it, and which is welcomed slightly, and I say that very loosely. And then ultimately we'll end up in a situation where it will just grow organically, and most people will kind of gravitate towards whatever cryptocurrency looks like at that time. The one thing I will say, though, is if you educate yourself now and you stay close to people who know what they're talking about, you focus on projects that are solid. And I know that sounds like a very easy thing to say, because people will say, well, which ones are solid? Go through the process, learn solidity, watch videos, stay away from the hype and the nonsense. Yeah. Because when we cycle round again and we go through this cyclical kind of mini crash, or whatever you want to call it, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and a lot of people will miss on those because they're ignorant, and refuse to put in the time and the effort. So, put the time and effort in, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make or generate, quite a bit of wealth. I'm just happy I could make this chat. I always enjoy the analysis. I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, Turtle, thank you very much, sir. I'm having a fantastic day, always. A little bit of a headache. I've took some pills, so I should be all right. And when I say pills, I just mean codeine, right? So nobody get excited. Cross-chain is the norm now. All coins need to be implementing it. Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Hunter. And I think across the board, we're going to see a lot of that stuff. We're going to see a lot of what's one token will do something new, and then over time that will become the norm for all tokens. So most people, for example, when they look at a new project now, if a project doesn't have, some basics, is it a reflection token that's reasonable? Does it have staking? And is the roadmap going in a direction that makes sense? There's certain things now that have almost become the norm. And if it's not part of that project, or that's not something that they're considering doing, yeah, people kind of shy away from that now. You're welcome, Matt. No problem. Do you expect EGC to break a 0 digit? On the upside, yes, at some point. Is it the? Lewis MC Warner is asking, is it the? I think the is it. I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure what you're asking there. Imagine a market crash. FLB is asking, imagine a market crash and one EGC utility working great. The amount of buyback and burn will have. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the point. The reflection tokens and some static tokens actually have the benefit of being able to mitigate the effect of a general market, downturn, crash, bearish market. Pick any word you want. They have the ability to kind of slightly like move away from that and mitigate it and control it, which is pretty cool. It's not something I've ever seen, obviously, in my time of trading. I've done a lot of trading, guys. A lot of trading. I used to, open trades 10, 15, 20 on a really slow day, and hundreds of trades on a very busy day. I've got a lot of experience with this stuff, and seeing reflection tokens have the ability to be able to effectively sidestep the general market is absolutely phenomenal. Play the long term, yeah, absolutely. FLB. Do you like cake? I steak cake. Cake is good. I love carrot cake. I don't steak it, I eat it, and it is fantastic. If you're talking about pancake, then no. And I mean pancake swap, but yeah, I get what you're saying, Captain. Is EGC a good project to invest in? I can't give you financial advice, Nazir. Just watch my videos and just listen to people who are solid in this space. But more importantly, absolutely 100% do your own research and make sure that you focus on what you learn and experience in this space. Don't listen to anybody else, including me. I see reflection assets dropping in value with people. Okay, so 14W3UZ. What a wicked name. I see reflection assets dropping in value with people relating those to Ponzi's. Utilities are junk, vapor, unoriginal, or sell you more of the same. Not to LIFO, but how is EGC different? I'm a holder. They have utilities that have been set up in a way that have nothing to do with EverGrow. Now, what I mean by that is they are external entities, okay, and have the ability to be able to generate revenue outside of the cryptocurrency market. Very, very important. Yeah, that's the best way that I can answer your question. Now, in terms of the other things that you've brought up, like, and I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, I didn't even realize I could do that. What a moron. Sorry, guys, I'm talking about myself. So the utility, like in terms of this traditional Ponzi scheme idea and maybe investors coming into cryptocurrency and seeing that, let's be really frank about something. The Binance Smart Chain is considered where the peasants trade, where the peasants invest. Yeah, we're all peasants, guys. Yeah, I'm really not joking when I say this. You guys have heard me say this before. Yeah, it's almost like it's classed as the cheap corner. Yeah, if you want to make a little bit of money, or if you don't really have a lot of money to trade, or you're kind of on the cheap end, it's like Tesco value beans, you know what I mean? Instead of buying Heinz beans, which would be like the Ethereum network, for example. This matters, yeah, psychologically, and from an investor psychology, from an investor psychology standpoint, this is key, because it's going to take time for this idea of Ponzi's and utilities and junk and all this stuff that you're referring to become basically projects in the BSC chain have to fight harder to prove that they are solid. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. Also, do you expect it to break a 0 digit? Yes, to the upside. I've already answered that one. I am tempted to take a loss to invest in other options. That's up to you, man. I really cannot tell you what to do there, buddy. My granny types faster. I'm going to show that, Sep, because she doesn't. Absolutely no way. Yeah, man. She probably does, to be fair. And give my regards to your granny, man. Sorry. So Lewis is asking, okay, perfect, Lewis. So just to confirm, you thought the BUSD buffet chart was an example of a healthy project. You mentioned what an unhealthy chart would look like while BBFT was on the screen. Yeah, so I was. I think I answered this, Lewis. I hope you heard the answer. I was just saying that aggressive movements, and situations where you're seeing a lot of sell-offs and speed and volume, is predominantly to the downside. People are panicking. There's a lot of, sort of craziness going on a chart. You look at the socials, for example, people are going crazy. This is unhealthy, very, very unhealthy behavior in the cryptocurrency market, and it reflects on the chart. Appreciate your continued updates on EGC. Thanks, Ashley. Is there a buyback program that they attach to other projects? Oh, it's their buyback program that they attach to other projects. You're referring to Brew Labs, Robert. Okay, so their buyback program they attach to other projects. I'm going to have to look into that, Robert. And if you're not in my Discord, please come in and just remind me. Yeah, I'll have a look into that and I'll see, because that sounds very interesting. I have been so out of it, guys. I've not been active in my Discord at all. Okay, I am busy. Yeah, I am so busy at the moment, and I just really have not had a chance to keep on top of anything. Yeah, including some of the projects that I'm already in. So am I right in thinking there is some kind of disparity on the buyback and burn from the DigiFinex trading? I don't think there's a disparity that is intentional. I'll say that and be really clear about that. And whatever's going on with whatever the numbers would be, because I haven't looked at them at all, would be on DigiFinex side. Yeah, because obviously DigiFinex is the exchange. So I'm not sure, Ashley, but it's been I believe the EverGrow community have made it clear, and they've tried to explain on Twitter and in their socials and so on. So just keep an eye out for that, because it's all over the Twitter feeds. Welcome, D. No problem. Yeah, Brew Labs create smart contracts and staking for new crypto tokens. Part of that is their buyback sends 1% to Brew Labs. That sounds unbelievable, actually. So they create the smart contract and then staking for new crypto tokens. So let's say I've got a new project. They're going to create the smart contract for me. They're going to basically attach it to their staking. So I will already have the ability, or my holders, for example, when I launch, will have the ability to stake. And as part of that, the whole setup sends 1% back to Brew Labs. I think it's fantastic. It's great. It's a good model, and good for their holders, right? And anybody that's that's invested in Brew Labs. Came late. Love to hear your chart analysis of Ape again, if you did already. I sold at 26 and planning on getting back into for long-term hold. Okay, let me tell you guys something really quickly. Yeah, be very careful how you ask me questions, because if I have to think on the fly and I've got to think very quick, right? If your question comes across in a way where my answer will be deemed as financial advice, I can't answer it. I just can't. The way that you've asked me that question, Louis, it's very difficult for me to answer without saying something that may be construed as financial advice. And I am super clinical about this. I've spoken to the FCA about this. I've spoken to the SEC about this. I am that anal, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm staying within the line. Yeah. So I'm sorry I can't answer that question. Planning on doing a video on crypto positive? Yes, John, I am. I will be. Which I don't know if you guys are aware. They gave. Have you guys seen it? $20,000 already to 4 charities. That is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, in such a short period of time, and it's a testament to the people that are invested in that project, and care about making a difference. It's a very unique project. Crypto positive is. Okay. So Emil, you're saying not disparity, or are you just, are you, oh, you might be answering for, oh yeah, answering to Ashley, not disparity, but Sam's promised big numbers, and that worries me. I don't mind that the numbers are low, but he must stop with giving false hope. I think Sam is a very smart man, but this worries. Again, I mean, look, you have to remember something, Emil, right? Regardless of whatever happens, right, each project owner, founder, chairman, CEO, whatever, will run their project according to how they feel is best for their holders, their investors, and so on. And Sam cares about his holders and investors. But it's not, I can tell you from experience, right, just doing other things in this space, it's not easy to be able to appease the masses. Yeah. And you might be dealing with, for example, maybe 100 people and 100 different opinions, and you're never going to be able to get your message across to all of those people in exactly the same way. So the only thing I can say there is, however the information is presented and however that's being put out online and so on, it's down to them. I have made this really clear. I'm quite happy to just take a chill, wait, my turn, and then when I get down to it a year later, which when that time frame comes, I'll sit down and I'll reassess and I'll take it from there. But I understand your concerns, and if it does worry you, voice it to them, voice it to the EverGrow community and so on, and try and get the answers that you're looking for. I'm sure they'll put your mind at ease. EverGrow man, Mr. Legend himself. You know what I mean? Sorry I'm late, just been watching Sheffield United demolish Queen's Park Rangers. Flipping out. Not a football fan. Excuse me. But I have... sorry, guys. But I have lived in Sheffield. So, yeah, let me just mute myself. Sorry, guys, yeah. So, yeah, how you doing, man? Yeah, I'm glad you could pop by. Awesome job, man. Awesome job. Love what you've done, man, and I'm really happy, that your efforts have been recognized and rewarded, buddy. No worries, Louis. The utilities of EGC, to my knowledge, are an NFT market. Here we go. The utilities of EGC, to my knowledge, are an NFT marketplace and a social platform. Both are saturated. I think inherent value would be useful technology, and if it's a lesser duplicate, then it's not useful. Okay, listen. Tell that to OpenSea. That's the first thing, right? The other thing is you have to understand, and I don't know you, right? So take this with a pinch of salt. But you have to understand, for there to be something different, yeah, you've got to go through a period of crap, right? And you're saying that both are saturated. No, they're not. Social media platforms, there are tons of social media platforms, right? And they're all doing pretty well. Yeah, just do a search for social media platforms, meaning subscription-based social media platforms, right? Online, and you'll find loads and loads and loads, of social media content creation, subscription-based platforms, right? And you'll find that there is absolutely not saturated. Then if you want to do another search, do a search for how much money these platforms generate, right? And it will make your eyeballs bleed. Yeah, there is a market for it, trust me. The NFT marketplace isn't going anywhere. Yeah, it's evolving at an incredibly fast pace. If anybody hasn't watched the DeFi roundtable that I was invited to by Meta Captain, it was the latest one that just happened. I learned a lot about NFTs on that call, and if you're thinking that the NFT marketplace itself is saturated, take a look at Everrise and what they're doing with their NFT staking. Like, do the research, go in there and actually do the no, absolutely. I know you're not criticizing. I get it, and like I said, I have to be, when I feel that there's something that makes no sense to me, I'll say it. But we have to understand the mechanics of what is going on. It's very easy to look at a project and say, "No," I'll give you a really good example so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say you take 100 projects and every single project offers staking. Yeah. I can guarantee you there will be a project that will do it differently and better. Right. And people will gravitate towards that staking, option for, and that project because they're doing something different and something better. Does that mean that staking saturated? I'll leave you with that. Which reflection tokens are good ones to do some research? There are lots of tokens out there. How do you identify ones worth your time? The best way is to get a subscription to no, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Just research, man. Research. It's very it's this part isn't easy, to be honest. It's just a question of staying on top of the markets. So for example, you may start with a simple search like cryptocurrency reflection, or just put reflection token project, right? And you'll get a whole massive long list on Google of loads and loads of different projects. And it's like, wow, where do I start, right? And just pick some and start to break them down. Read the white papers, look at the tech that they're bringing, read the roadmap, contact the team. If the team don't want to talk to you, bin the project immediately, straight away, right? And so on. In terms of the actual research, I mean, it's just a process of time, patience, effort going into a lot of different things. If there's something you don't understand in the white paper, go and search for it, look it up, watch a YouTube video. We have, a world of information at our fingertips. And in terms of which reflection tokens are good ones to do some research on, I couldn't say. I wouldn't want to. It's something that I don't talk about. I would not want to give you guys any projects or anything that I'm personally looking at because I haven't vetted them yet. So I hope that helps. How long have we been going for? Oh, good. So kind of wrap this up a bit then. So how can we give you dollars to your channel? You take super chats. I don't, Alex, to be honest. It's turned off. I deliberately turned it off. I'm not here to make money off you guys, man. Yeah, I'm here to share it, my experience, my knowledge, and that's it. Yeah. So as much as I appreciate that, Alex, thank you very much. But yeah, I've turned it off. Like seeing the Oceans banner here. Project is awesome and dev is based AF. Okay. Like seeing the Oceans banner here. Oh, Ocean Finance on the actual screen. Yeah. I've not seen it, but yeah, maybe I'll take a look. HK. Yeah, lots of love, EverGrow, man. Thank you for your answer. This is my opinion about UGC. I need to get some sleep. Keep up the good work. Good night, Emil. And then 14 is saying, what I mean is there are more social platforms that fail than succeed. EGC social platform would have to reach a very high bar. Okay, so let me answer that then in this way. Most of these projects are going to fail. And I'm not talking about EGC, I'm just talking about in general, right? Most of these projects, in this reflection token space, by the end of the year will not be around. I stand by that statement. That's just how it is. It's business, There's going to be loads and loads of projects that will come and go, but there will only be a very small handful that will be the giants in this space. And they absolutely do need to reach a very high bar. Absolutely. Because every day there will be another project, that will be vying for their, that will be competing against them and vying for their holders and so on. Yeah. And this is all projects. So the bar absolutely needs to be high. And this goes for any project, any utility. It's got to be built out good. And it has to be better than all the competition. Yeah. But there's room for there's plenty of room to make money in this space with these utilities. Thank you, LSPTV, for your wisdom, brother. I learned a lot. You're welcome, Alex. No problem, man. Luca 096, how you doing, man? Didn't expect to see you here, man. That's 2 days in a row, Luca, man. Awesome. You're welcome, Luca. No problem. So look. We are on the dot again. I mean, it's incredible that the questions dry up right at 1 hour. it's almost like you guys know I need to just take a break and go and, I don't know, maybe relax for a bit. Yeah, but it's almost like it was planned this way. But yeah, but seriously, I mean, I appreciate you all just kind of hanging out with me for an hour, guys. I hope, you know, some of the stuff that I went through helped. I hope I answered most of your questions to your satisfaction. And I will put the chart of Bitcoin up. So it's the last thing. Oh, we've had some movement. Let's get the first chart back up. Let's have a look. Not really. That one is not really telling me much either. And then this is Binance on the hourly. Let's go back up to the daily quickly. Yeah, no. I thought I saw something there, but I didn't. That's fine. Okay, cool. So, Ashley, yeah, sure. You're welcome, Tim. No problem, man. Mikhail, hi LSP. What will happen when the liquidity pool will be unlocked in December? I don't know. Depends what they want to do with it. You know, probably lock it up again. I mean, that'd be a great idea. But yeah, ideally they lock it up again. Because if the liquidity is locked, you can't rug it, right? Which obviously gives, you know, the holders confidence. And this is not just ECG. This is a function, the actual locking up of liquidity. That's the whole point. So yeah. Before you go, what convinced you to invest in EGC? The vision, to be honest, what they're trying to do. And I think my experience in I don't want to say too much because I don't want to explain some of the things that I used to do. But my experience, you know, with doing business in London and kind of, you know, dealing with, for example, barristers or solicitors or accountants and so on, you get a feel for, because I've spoken to investment bankers before, I've spoken to VCs and whatnot, and you kind of get a feel for who's got that line of thinking, you know. And EGC for me, or EverGrow, you know, you can see the broader picture. You can see that the broader plan is to do something huge, you know, with EGC. So it was an opportunity to be involved in something that I feel and believe is going to be around for a long period of time, you know. And as an investment, it was a no-brainer for me. But I've, you know, like I said, I used my experience and and so on. It wasn't the hype, I can tell you that. I appreciate all your feedback. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Robert. No problem, Kyle. What is up, people? Hi, Milizar. All good, man. All good. So I'm going to shoot. It's been over an hour, guys. I think that's cool. And again, thanks for stopping by. And as soon as I get off this, I'm going to wait 14, and this will be the last one. But as soon as I get off this, you know, I'll be in all the usual places that you can find me. So if anybody wants or needs, let me know. So I'll read this one out while you're typing part 2. Lastly, PR and advertisement concern me the most. Thanks, EverGrow, man. Yeah, the same applies, brother, to be fair. And at some point, you know, when I'm up north, I'll reach out to you. We'll go for a drink, mate. I'll just have a Coke. You can drink whatever you want. Lastly, PR and advertisement concern me the most. I've seen others address that too. Regarding billboards being unnecessary or other efforts not demonstrated. Okay. And then part 2, I'm assuming, will be Sam, as great as he is, speaks of crypto negatively, which gives an odd impression. Okay, look, in terms of the first part that you put here, again, I mean, this is the thing, right? Cryptocurrency is new. It's young. It's fresh, right? So people try to do a lot of different things, and we have to test the market, right, with different marketing ideas and so on. Some people may regard the billboards as being unnecessary. But unless you try it, you have no idea whether it's going to work, right? The other thing is you've got to look at the strength of the marketing wallet. You've got to look at the strength of the numbers. You have to look, go onto BSC Scan and look through the wallets, and go through that process and see how strong and see what a strong position EverGrow Coin is in, because it's very easy to say, marketing this, advertisement that. Why aren't they using it on marketing? Why aren't they using it on marketing? Let me just say something, because I hear this all the time. Who the hell says marketing works anyway? I know people of projects who've reached out to me personally and said to me, can you help me with my project? Because I've spent, and I've seen the receipts, tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes up to $50,000 on advertising, marketing, and it's done absolutely nothing for the project. Nothing, zero. And I've seen this multiple times. Very easy, guys. Listen, 14. I understand what you're saying. But again, it's very easy to look at the face value of something in the cryptocurrency market and say, why this, when that, what's going on, right? But unless you understand that maybe a lot of this stuff has been tried and tested and it simply doesn't work, so people are going to start doing other things to bring, more revenue to their projects and more holders. And remember, EverGrow Coin has a huge holder base compared to every single token out there. Think about this. If you look at every other token project in the cryptocurrency reflection token space, EverGrow dwarfs them in terms of their holders, right? So the question is, why aren't all of the other projects advertising and doing marketing to get up to that 130,000 plus holder range? This is we have to look at things correctly. And I hope it may seem like I'm giving you a hard time. I'm really trying not to. I hope it's coming across as it, as quality information. You're welcome, Mikhail. Have a great weekend. Sam is great, as he is, speaks of crypto negatively, which gives an odd impression. I don't think it does, actually. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like Sam so much, because what that tells me, okay, is he's in the cryptocurrency space, but what he's saying negatively, what you would construe as negative, negativity, or and so on, is actually him pointing out some of the crap that happens in this space, and wanting to change that for the better. You're welcome, 14, and I'm glad. I hope, like I said, what I'm saying makes sense. You didn't say I'm pretty. Emil, I need a picture, bro, man. Stick a picture up there. Not of a pretty girl. We need to see a picture of you, right? Yeah, thanks. 14. Yep, that is true. Yeah, EverGrow, man. Yep, absolutely, man. I will. You've got my word. If I come up north and I'm around those areas, I will definitely reach out, mate. I just need to get a lot of this stuff that I'm doing out of the way at the moment, and then I'll have more time. It's still, and then Tim's basically saying it's still challenging to bring the average person into the market. When that becomes easier, you will see greater adoption. Absolutely, Tim. Exactly. You can't advertise ease of use. It's so hard, man. Trust me, guys. It really is hard. And those of you who know, when you speak to people about cryptocurrency and they go like that, what? We've got a problem. Education is what's going to bring people to the cryptocurrency market, nothing else. Yeah, this doesn't work. Money doesn't work. Were you ever thinking about your own cryptocurrency? I've thought about it once or twice with a big smile on my face. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. And I'm going to shoot off. And again, really, thank you, for stopping by. And I will catch up with you guys, like I said, in all the usual places. But I'm going to go and get some rest now, so it'll probably be tomorrow now. All right, guys. So all the best. Take care, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Ciao.